The road to 1,000 break and runs. Rack 95. World 9-ball tour format break. 9-foot table, 4 1/8 inch pockets. Trying to make the one ball on the side. Nice smooth break. I did make the one ball on the side. Sent the cue ball off the left-hand long rail back into the pack. Two things I'm starting to notice right away is the 5 and the 7 are tied up down here, and the 2 balls in the upper right-hand corner of the table, and it is a very thin cut. On this shot, I like to release my stroke instead of slow rolling it. I notice there's a natural 4-rail position. You see where I have my cue right now? I intend to make the 2 and send the cue ball 4 rails back out to the middle of the table. I'm basically using center high spin here, about 12 o'clock on the cue ball. That way I don't have any variable of any squirt or anything such as that. Pocketing the 2 ball going 1, 2, almost scratched, 3, 4 rails back toward the middle of the table, and I hit this just a hair too hard, but overall it worked out pretty decent. Probably went about 2 feet too far. Now is where the challenge begins. The 5 and the 7's tied up. I can play shape on the 4 here, but then playing shape on the 5 is really tough because the 6 and the 9 are going to take most of my paths away where the cue ball needs to travel. We're trying to do runouts here, no safeties. Again, these are all runouts, so I'm going to play very aggressive-like. You tell me what you think was right, playing shape on the 4 and then trying to play shape on the 5, or trying to move the 5 and then taking a shot on the 4, because the 4 does go in the upper right-hand corner past the 9. So if I move the 5 and can see the 4, I can pocket it in either upper corner. I elected that route, not saying it's right, but I did elect to go ahead and move the 5. So pocketing the 3, going 1, 2 rails, high right spin around 2 o'clock. Bumping the 5. I can still see the 4. Unfortunately, the 5 did end up on the rail. It does not go in the side pocket. If you guys would, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. But yes, the 5 does not go in the side pocket. The 4 does go in either corner. Of course, I'm going to play it in the upper right-hand corner pocket. My goal is to play a bank shot on the 5. So pocketing the 4 here. I'm going to pocket this in the upper right-hand corner. I'm using high left spin around 11 o'clock on the cue ball, going 1, 2 rails back down here, and I want to leave a cross-side bank on the 5. I hit this ball, honestly, about as perfect as I could possibly hit it. I do love some bank pool. I'm not saying it's my best game, but I love the game. So this bank here is pretty routine. Hitting this with a little bit of low spin, banking it cross-side, drawing the cue ball back out toward the middle of the table to play shape on the 6. This might look fancy, but if you play bank pool at all, you know where the path of the cue ball is going to go on that shot. So I'm very thankful I am aware of that game somewhat. But now here's a little bit of a trick. You see me put my cue on the table. I want to play 2 rails position for the 7. That was the path that I wanted to go. I'm going to use low left spin here around 7:30, 8 o'clock on the cue ball. I just don't want to hit it hard enough to scratch in the right-hand side pocket. 1 rail, and there it goes toward the side pocket. Very fortunate. You see me tap the table there. Very fortunate not to scratch on that shot. I hit it a little bit too hard. I wanted to come up a little easier, but I felt like I had to hit it that speed to make the spin take. All in all, it worked out, but definitely a little bit of luck right there. The 7 ball's trickier than it looks. Thankfully, I have the cup of the pocket, or the gap of the rail where the pocket is, to be able to stroke the 7 nice and easy. I'm going to hit this with a low spin, nothing real big, just like 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock on the cue ball, just dragging the cue ball. You see it bend right there, dragging the cue ball up table. I tapped the table because I hit it a little bit firm. Now I have a little bit of a tester on the 8. With the 8 ball, you just want to trust your fundamentals, give the shot respect, focus on pocketing the ball because you can make the 9 from about anywhere on the table. So nice and smooth here, pocketing the 8 with a stop shot, 6 o'clock. I probably honestly hit that ball a little bit firm, but I wanted to let my stroke out. That way I didn't hinder my stroke or my cueing at all. Thankfully, it worked out. The 8 did fall. I hit the face of the pocket. But here we go, shooting the 9 in the upper right-hand corner pocket. And making this 9 ball will conclude this rack on the road to 1,000 breaking runs. I hope you guys like this rack. It was honestly an interesting rack. A lot going on there. But if you will, please check out my sponsors. I highly appreciate it, and thank you for watching.